Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja here. I want to talk today about the need to rebuild Nigerian cities even without money. I, of course, put the one without money to intrigue you and to get the attention of the governors and the managers and the people who are in charge. But it will not take them money. But it's still true though, because it will not cost them money. So they can rebuild cities, all the cities in Nigeria, all the state capital cities in Nigeria must be rebuilt. The only city that needs to be preserved in Nigeria is Abuja. All the rest needs to be rebuilt. And then I also want to tell you that you can rebuild them without money, without government money. You don't need to worry about, oh, our allocation is not enough, oh, where we will get it, our internally generated revenue cannot carry that, we don't have the budget. You only need the mind, guys. So I'm talking to the governors today and to managers of cities, to ministers, people who are responsible for building Nigeria. Are you people not ashamed when you go out of the country and come back to your state? Are you not ashamed? Just tell me the truth. Are you not ashamed? Don't you see the devastation in your, the shame that we call state capitals? Starting from Lagos, are you not ashamed that you sit down there and say that this is your town or this is the capital of your state? I personally come from Ogun State. When I went to the capital of my state, Abeokuta they call it. When I went to Abeokuta to see the governor, actually I was having an appointment with the governor, so I went to the capital. It's like this, it's like they just slapped me, dirty slap like this. And then they went into the gutter and got the gutter water and poured it on my head. That is after living in Europe for over 20 years. Now that I've lived in Europe for over 30 years, I know everything needs to be demolished in Nigeria. Starting from Lagos, Ibadan, especially Ibadan. Ibadan is just horrible. I'm sure the Ibadan people will come after me now and they say, why should I say it's horrible? Well, everything is horrible in Nigeria. Including Ibadan too, Enugu, Owerri, Port Harcourt, all of them, Kaduna. And I just wonder, why do we even have these governors if they are not thinking about this? If you are not thinking, okay, can you imagine that London will remain the same London that was there 200 years ago, 500 years ago. But if you go to London, even in the 70s, okay, I did some research and I went to the YouTube to see how London looked in the 50s, how London looked in the 60s, in the 70s. It's a different London right now. How New York looked in the 70s, 30 years ago, is a different New York right now. All these cities that we admire, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Dubai, most of our governors, I'm sure they have been to Dubai before. You want me to show you the pictures of Dubai in the 50s or in the 60s? People who have head, the rulers who have vision, they don't just wait for things to change by themselves. They plan for it. We need to plan to build new cities, especially, let's start with the 36 state capitals. And there are formulas of doing this. There are ways. We need to build smart cities to replace what we call towns right now. I mean, and I saw the president going to campaign, taking jet or helicopter from one state to the other, and they are seeing these villages and these towns, that glorified villages that are being called state capitals. And I'm thinking, why is it not coming to their mind that they need to rebuild all these places? To the credit of Jonathan, during his time, he planned to build another capital, or was it another millennium city he wanted to build, just one city. That's a very short vision, I mean, very lazy one, but at least he thought about it. But now I guess this present government doesn't even have time to think about it. But what you need to do is just to think. You don't need money. Governors, listen to me. I can help you to come up with strategy of rebuilding your cities without money. And I'm going to give you just a few ideas of how to do that today. So, because I remember I will not say I'm the one this smart, right? First of all, I studied the issue, but what pushed me to study it is because a member of our church here, who is my disciple, got elected as the mayor of the capital city in Ukraine. And I was working with him very closely. I was friendly with him and seeing the way they were rebuilding the city. That is how I got the concept that, all cities could be renewed. Go to Frankfurt, go to Berlin. These are old cities. Go to Paris. These are old cities, but they are being rebuilt because they are visionary leaders. So we must rebuild our cities, our capital cities, and there are formulas that you can do it. But the most important thing is that you will be complaining that there is no money. But the formulas that I want to give you today is to let you know that they can be done without money. So what is the idea? The idea is that we need to empty the inner cities. Right now, let's take Lagos, for example, or Abeokuta, for example. The centrality of the city is normally the old city, the place where the old families, the main people are living. And you could commend the effort of Lagos State because they understood the need to be able to build or renew Lagos. But they are not rebuilding Lagos. What they have done is to reclaim the sea, the ocean, and build a satellite town or whatever mega city, Lagos mega city. That's a bit different from the way you are supposed to do it. The way it was supposed to have been done is to go to the mainland, Lagos mainland, instead of reclaiming. The money you spend on reclaiming the ocean could have built several satellite cities. So that's not the way I would have done it, guys. The way it's supposed to be done is this. You are supposed to go to the mainland, the center of Lagos, those Mushin, Yaba, or I don't know if those are the mainland, but all those places, Shogolu or Shomolu or something, yeah. All those places, you're supposed to go to all those places where those old houses and old quarters are. And, make it to become the inner city. But the way to do it is to, first of all, start satellite cities outside of the mainland. Just like Jakande did, like Festac City, like Festac Town, that is Abasojo and people like that, I think. And then Jakande's area, estate. So we need to build, first of all, about 5 to 10 satellites, estates, satellite towns like this, but low-cost satellite towns. Build them in the villages, all those places in Lagos now, or in Abeokuta, where there are villages that are connected, that are the suburbs of the town. Let's go and reclaim the lands and build as a government project. The way to build it is we will say, okay, but where do we find the money to build it? Is by negotiating with multinationals and with the business elite, not just of the country and of the city, but of the world. And negotiate that, because every business wants to be located in the center. The main business, that's what was done in America. If you see America before, and in every city in America, the inner city used to be like ghetto, where old people, the people who were there originally used to live. So they became like ghetto. So what did they do? The businesses came in, bought into the ghetto, refurbished it, and that's how they recreated the centers. That is how all centers all over the world is being recreated. So what you're supposed to do is to negotiate with business community, make them to buy into the square meters of those mainland that is old, because they are ready to buy at very expensive something. But the way the way to do it is this: that if you want to buy, we will give you this city center for free. That is what is being done. For example, I personally was offered buildings in New York for $1. I mean, a whole area for $1. Why? The whole idea is that you will be able to refurbish and rebuild the whole city. So the same thing here. What we need to tell these business communities is that you must go and develop satellite village, but just low cost economic houses, but good enough to be better than the way these people are living right now who are in the center. Because all Nigerians are poor. Only very few Nigerians are really having expensive houses in the center, in those mainland that we are talking about. So, but because everybody will say they don't want to give up their father's land, it is the land of their grandfather, they will not give it. But the way to do it, to convince them, is first of all, go and build a good villa or bungalow, or one-story building or something that will be good enough for them, that will be attractive. Make it look Western, with trees, with lawns, with just small budget, low budget. In the Western standard, is going to be a low budget house. But for Nigeria, it will be like a very tasty one for them. So make sure that you have offer like that. Just like they did in the 70s with, Festac City, Festac Town, or whatever they call it, and all those places. The same thing we need to do. So, but the expenses will be on the business empires, the business companies. So, inner cities located in what should be, inner cities that are there right now, they are now located in what should be economically viable areas. So, it is supposed to, we are supposed to turn the whole city and the whole center into economically viable area. So that's the strategy. The economies, the business, the companies will build the center, and they are having the obligation to build it into business centers, into city centers. So they are building it. So that's how we renew. Then we have a plan. We give them our requirements. This is what we want. There must be park here. There must be pedestrian here. There must be road here. There must be this here. There must be social services here. That is how we renew, we rebuild a city. As a result, these companies and the centers can offer a competitive edge, because when we build the villages and the satellite villages or towns for all these people, then the city center will become a competitive edge to companies, and the companies will be fighting among themselves. So that would now be the benefit to the city, the proximity to the center, to the downtown business district. That is the benefit to the companies. The companies want to be at the center. The companies don't want to go to some reclaimed area in the ocean somewhere. No, they want to be in the center. So that's why we must convert the old cities to become the downtown business district. That is the whole idea. Meanwhile, new satellite cities will be built all across the sectors of the big cities. That is how we will rebuild a new Abeokuta, a new Lagos, a new Enugu, a new Owerri, a new Kaduna. And talking about Kaduna, this is one man that I believe can do it. I believe in El Rufai. I know El Rufai has the character and the willpower. If he gets this vision, I think he can do it, because I remember what he did in Abuja. I remember what he did in the previous appointments that he had. So, but the key is that people will be complaining. There are two things that people will complain about. They will complain that the citizens, the locals, will not like to give up their land. But I told you the way to resolve that one already. Give them offers that they cannot refuse. Build a house for them, then give them about $10,000 or $20,000 on top. Then some people will not go initially, but the ones that will go, by the time they see the lifestyle, they bought a new car, they have a new house, and they send their children to school abroad or everything, all that will be begging you to come. So the money will come from the businesses that wish to be in the center. That is the whole idea. The businesses will be coming, rushing from everywhere to be in the center, we don't have really business district. All those business districts that we have, they call Marina, all those, they need to be refurbished as well. They need to be rebuilt also. So the pool of safer, the attraction for the citizens will be new building, no houses. We don't give them money. We build first. Before then, when they agree to move, then we give them money. But we don't just give them money. We provide a place for them, first of all. So that's the pool. The second pool is that the places we are going to provide for them is going to look Western. It's going to look like, Western, sophisticated Western village. Clean, green areas where, they could own their houses and say they're house owners. So instead of being in the center where they were with all the bandits and all the hooligans and all the area boys and all the stealing and all the robbery and all the lack of safety, they will have a comfortable place where they will be having security. They will have like gated communities, that where they will be safe. The cost of keeping things as they are right now, if we are going to keep on trying to, say, we are just going to keep things the way they are right now, it will take a toll on citizens of the cities. It will take a toll on the economy. The economy will not grow. You will not really have, 21st century city. It will take a toll on the business. It will take a toll on entire neighborhood of the city. We are losing more by not doing this. So this strategy will make both communities the center where the business district will be, to be safe, clean, attractive, marketable, and profitable to the country, to the continent, to all of us. And it will also make the indigenes, the local people, to also have an attractive, safe place where they will be. The work that must be done by each state government is all about. So what should the state government do? There is going to be a lot of work involved. It will not be money work, but it will be a lot of work. So what are the kind of work that the state government need to engage in to really make this possible? Of course, the most important work you need to do is on public relations. The ability to gain the trust of the local people who own the land, and be able to build communication with them, and be able to build communication with the communities and tell them that and assure them. Because the way it has been done in Nigeria in the past is that they say, okay, government wants to claim this land, we will refund you, we will compensate you in the future. We always talk about future. But what I'm proposing is that we will compensate them before we'll go and build compensation for them. We already have places for them before we even offer them to move. So when we now offer them we tell them, come and see. We'll show them the picture. We'll come and see, this is where you're going to live. And it will be looking like London. It will be looking like Italy. It will be looking like Germany. Then let's see who will refuse. Then we'll say that when you agree to move, you will still get 10,000 on top. And it will not be the government giving them the money. It will be the government will be giving them the money, but from the businesses. So public relations work is important here. Trust between the communities. And of course, building to publicize the area's strength. You have to publicize and talk about the advantages that they will have as a result of that. We also need to, that's one work with the local people, right? The second work, which is also connected with the publicity that you need to do, will be with the business community. You need to promote the idea, the concept, to targeted businesses, targeted markets, that you people want to attract you to come to the center. We could actually build Manhattan in Lagos. We could build a Manhattan in Abeokuta. We could build a Manhattan in every city, in every capital city in our country, if we get this idea. Because there will be sponsors, so the businesses will be the sponsors of the event. They will help the community. They will also build trust and cohesion with the community. And then we will also, another work that the government has to do is to celebrate every accomplishment, every stage of success that we have. So if one family, for example, agrees to move, let's put it in the news. Let's celebrate them. Let's show, so that the others will get jealous and they will be motivated to also go and join. And of course, we need to keep everybody well informed about what to expect, what we are doing, and that they are not shocked. We are keeping to our words. So by the time they see that they could trust us, that we are doing exactly what we say we are going to do, it could go much more faster. So this is one of the ways to renew the city. But apart from renewing the city outwardly, it will also create jobs. It's also a job creation strategy. Can you imagine the kind of building infrastructure that will be going in when the businesses come to the center and when they want to make it into a business hub? Can you imagine the kind of, renovation, the kind of building, the kind of construction, all kind of employment that will be needed? So it's also a strategy to resolve the problem of unemployment. And of course, increase in assets value in commercial and industrial real estate. Of course, once the center is renewed like that, of course, the value of the buildings and the value of the center, the value of the city itself will increase. It will be an immediate effect. So an immediate benefit also to the state. So a rise in reinvestment activity will be another benefit, because people now will be, other businesses that never even thought about it will now be coming in. They want to join, they want to do something. So private sector growth and boom is another advantage. The private sector would now begin to mobilize its economic power to increase their own competitive advantages. So these are the things that are needed. When you begin, it's just vision we need. If we can give the vision out there, the business world themselves will do it. Because they will be competitive, and the area itself will be competitive. It will become like central business area in every state. Can you imagine? You can have a Dubai in every state. Turn every state capital to a Dubai, to a competitive business area where it is safe, where people have clean environment, green environment, sophisticated and updated infrastructure. When that is there, you will begin to see businesses come from all over the world. So these are the things that must be done right now. The states shouldn't be waiting for federal government to do this. Some people might say, okay, but we might need some legislative backing. The federal government we might need a law. Okay, let's do it. Let's talk to our state representatives, our state senators and representatives. Let them take it to the National Assembly about the need to rebuild all major cities in Nigeria. But because it will increase the competitiveness of our nation as a country economically. This is a strategy that will make us grow and increase our GDP many times over. So, but what is needed is that strategy to be able to build communication with the community and with the business world. And the advantages and products that inner city will, business center in inner city location will provide is that it will bring about economic growth. It will also bring about welfare, the good welfare of the social welfare of the people. The people themselves will be able to have better lifestyle, because the money will come to them from the business world also. Right now, the business world is living their lives, and these ones are living their lives. But we could bring them into harmony, into some relationship, so that they will see the benefit of the business world also. So this is the way to renew our image. This is the way to build. This is the best way to rebrand. We are not just doing rebranding by television and saying, oh, we are rebranding. No, build a new nation. Update our data, because by the time we are doing that kind of thing, right, another advantage is that we'll be able to update our data. We'll be able to do our biometrics. We'll be able to register both the local people who are moving to the satellite cities. We'll be able to register them. And then we'll be able to have our database that way. We'll be able to update and make our list and our information base current. Then the business people that are coming in, they will also have a standard of putting everybody into database. So it will really increase the effectiveness of our nation. And then of course financial brokerage will increase, the resources management will increase, the community activities will increase, life will come in a new breath of life will come to our cities. So our people will not need to be running to Dubai and to Arab world to become prostitutes, or to Italy, or to South Africa. All the shame we are experiencing as a country in South Africa now is because we don't have anything going. There is no movement, no massive construction going on in our country. But these kinds of projects, if our governors would think about it seriously and get involved with them, Yeah, you will see they will bring in life, and our people will come back instead of our people, running to Dubai, to Johannesburg, running to Cape Town, running to all these countries where they are not wanted. We will be able to provide a lot of activities, and you will see that our people also will come with ideas. So this is just an idea. I have a whole project on how to do this. So anybody that is interested, we could sit down together and contact me. Any state that wants to do this, we might even be able to find investment and business and money and to be able to do this kind of thing. But you have to have the idea. You have to accept the idea first. Let's build a new nation. Let's start with our cities and our states. It is possible. People are doing it every day all over the world. In Europe, in America, in Asia, they are rebuilding cities all over the world. Why not Nigeria? We were able to do it with Abuja. We can do it everywhere. Let's build a new 21st century Nigeria for the love of God, church, and nation. Peace.